Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Literature. Today, let us discuss Around a Medicinal Creeper, written by Purnachandra Tejasvi. Dear friends, K.P. Purnachandra Tejasvi is one of the most prominent Kannada writers, known for his distinct style of writing which has heralded a new era in Kannada literature. He made a great impression on the Navya period of Kannada literature. He has written some of the best-known novels and short stories. Born in the womb of Malenadu, he imbibed a natural love for nature and a keen interest in unraveling its mysteries. After his postgraduate studies, he chose to follow his heart. His passion for agriculture, photography, ornithology, nature and writing took him to the Mudigere, a pocket of Malenadu. All of his eminence as a writer and a votary of environmental and social issues began from his heartland. He cut away from his father Kuvempu's influence and created his own footprints in Kannada literature. Around a Medicinal Creeper is a blend of both humor and serious concerns at its core. It revolves around a medicinal creeper and its unique therapeutic values. This story proves the uniqueness of the creeper with the help of many short stories. At the outset, the author was not ready to accept those stories, and later he experienced the special benefits of the plant. It highlights the importance of our system of medicine and a treasure of medicinal plants in our forests. The story stresses the need to know about these plants. The writer shows how the entire system of Indian medicine suffers from mystification. He regrets that those who know about the unique properties of these plants and herbs do not share information. In this story, he talks us to the mysterious world of forests through various characters. Finally, he gives us a sense of the real wealth of medicine plants in the forest. K.P. Purnachandra Tejasvi talk about a medicinal creeper that took him almost 20 years to learn about stories around it. Mara found this while sifting the bundle of some creepers that Sanna had bought from the forest. Mara identified this as a medicinal creeper. The writer, out of curiosity, went with Sanna and Mara to find the creeper in the forest. Sanna showed the creeper and Mara immediately tied the plant or tied the tendrils to a tree. He said that he had done it because the creeper had been cursed that when someone needed it, it should not be found. This is a creeper with small leaves that resembles beetle leaves and bears fruits in a bunch like grapes. This plant comes up soon after the rains and fruits and rise. It will not be seen till the next rainy season. That is how the author say the plant is tied to a tree nearby so that it can be easily seen. According to the writer, stories around these medicine creepers could be true and false. He says that the entire system of Indian medicine suffers from this kind of mystification. When he wished to share a few things he had learned from many people like Mara, his doctor friends became annoyed and called him ignoramus. He expresses his dismay over the forests that are fast disappearing now, and those who know about the precious plants and herbs who are also leaving us one by one. He was so thrilled to hear so many stories from Mara revolving around this medicinal creeper that each one was marvelous. Here, the author starts with one and the other story. One day, Mara, while cutting the bamboo shoot, thrust his hand through the bamboo cane and accidentally cut his hand. It started bleeding profusely and some brought some leaf, pressed it against the wound and bandaged it with a cloth. Mara went to the white man at Hulihindalu for dressing and treatment. That white man at Hulihindalu was a doctor. When the white man opened the bandage and removed the leaf, there was no blood and no wound. The doctor was very angry on Mara. Then the doctor asked Mara to show the plant of the leaf in the forest. They both went in search of the plant. They searched for an entire day but did not find. This story of Mara irritated the author, and when he called Mara's story fabricated, he told another story about the mangoes and the kokal which know about this plant. Accordingly, when they hunt poisonous snakes, they are bitten by the snake. They immediately chew this leaf and cure themselves. In another story, the writer brings out another very special quality of the plant. Once, Mara had laid a trap in the forest to catch rabbits. He went into the forest before daybreak to check. The trap was empty. Disappointed, he decided to return home. Later, he thought of brushing his teeth and washing his face in a nearby stream. He broke a small stick from a nearby plant to brush a third or fourth time and felt a sour taste. He thought there was something wrong with the stick and immediately threw it. Then he wanted to rinse its mouth. After turning it around in his mouth, spat it out. There was a surprise and a shock awaited for him. All the teeth which had been touched by that stick tumbled out of his mouth. So he lost all the teeth on the right side of his mouth. Mara, along with his friends, laid a trap and caught a barking deer once. They took it to the nearby stream to divide between them. After dividing the meat, they wrapped their portions in some leaves and brought them home. In Mara's home, as they prepared to cook, opened the packet to take out the meat. Surprise once again awaited for Mara. As a live wild buck jumped up and ran out of his house. While Mara was trying to catch it, his wife ignorantly threw the leaves into the fire. So they could not recognize the leaves which made this magic. This story again irritated the writer, and he tells this is completely a fabricated false story. The author once heard that from Appanna that if the juice of this creeper's leaves is squeezed into milk, it will turn hard. He was not happy with such stories and wanted to experiment on his own, because this is another statement he received from another person after so many years of Mara's fabricated stories, or what he called the stories are fabricated ones. He, along with his plant pathologist friend Chandru, took a liter of milk and put the milk and leaves into a mixer and switched it on. After they were thoroughly mixed, they poured it out into a vessel. For a couple of minutes, nothing happened. They thought seriously that they have lost or they have wasted a liter of milk. But after some time, when the writer checked, it had become foam and rubbery. When they inverted the vessel, the whole thing fell out like a molded cast. The writer was convinced that this creeper really had some properties. And again, the writer elaborates another story. This is regarding Krishna, a former farmhand story. One day, the erstwhile farmhand Krishna came to see him. He looked very pale and breathless. He had stopped working in the estate some time ago and was driving a rickshaw. When he changed his job, he started passing blood with stools. It had become now more serious and he was tired, breathless and wheezing. He seemed to have piles. Doctors suggested surgery would really mean an expensive treatment. It was very difficult for the man to go through it. He was scared of surgery. Krishna knew a Malayali sadhu who had treated him on an earlier occasion when he had developed boils all over his body. After the treatment, he never got a boil again. He went to see the godman again. But the sadhu had become too old by now. He did not have the strength to search for this plant, but he could describe it. Krishna had to search for this plant now. Dig out the tuberous root, mix it with milk and drink the medicine for 5 days. He ground this root and drank it with milk. Within a day, his piles improved. He was completely cured in 5 days. In addition to the same story, the writer himself experienced the wonderful healing properties of this medicinal creeper when he ate the piece of the plant's root. His pain in the heel out of swelling disappeared, and this incident made him to believe the special properties of plants once again. The author finally comes to know that this medicinal creeper is so unique. But he regrets that no research is done to know about the full benefit of the plant. For people like Mara, it is of no importance, and the native doctors like Malayali Sadhu do not share information about such medicinal plants. They continue to maintain the myth that if they told others about their medicines, the medicine would lose their potency. That is how our native medicinal systems are on the verge of existing. Thus, he urges the necessity to undertake serious research about these valuable natural resources so that our medicinal system could be promoted and information about it could be shared. Finally, he appeals to the native doctors to join hands with the medical researchers. Nature is a nurturing mother. There is everything in the womb of nature to enjoy the life with peace. But we have to turn towards this quality. With this, we conclude the lesson. Thank you for watching.